they will be on. Hi everyone, we're here from SEGA. Very excited to be with some girls who graduated last year. The reason we might be looking a little bit tired, we had an open day today, so we've been out in the sun all day, but these girls are so kind in spending time with me to talk to all of you today. So I'm Dana, I'm the communications coordinator and volunteer at SEGA. Would you girls like to introduce yourselves?
Yes, sure. Hi, my name is Musura Kundi. I'm the post 44. I studied here at SEGA and I've finished my Form 4 education last year. And after finishing my secondary education, which is Form 4, I went back home. Then we had the post Form 4 activities after Form 4. We had to come back for computer classes. And now we have the program called Msichana Kisasa. We are done with it. We are still in the process of finding those girls. Msichana Kisasa is the program, a new program. It is about finding the girls who are in the street, doesn't understand themselves better, who are just there having no job, they lost their hope. We, the post Form 4, we are around the street finding these girls and giving them hope and education about who they are, and they can do it if they are strong enough. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Atende. I'm the first Form 4 of SEGA Girls School. And also, I'm the one who did the computer training here at SEGA. Also, I'm the member of Msichana Kisasa, which take place here at SEGA. In this program, we try to select or choose the girls who have the hard life there at the street, so as to try to help them to achieve their goals that they plan to be in the future. Thank you.
In addition, we did national examination and we passed it. I got the Division 2 of point 21, which means I am selected by the government, and I can choose wherever, like whatever school I want to go for Form 5 and Form 6. So I'm happy for that.
And also, I did the NETA examination and I got Division 3, which allows me to continue with advanced education. But because of my private reasons, I'm going to go to the college where I can get nursing training.
And so just to kind of put that in perspective, in the United States, education is very different. So here, these girls for secondary school, they have O level, which is ordinary level secondary education. And after that, they have to take these national exams when they're in Form 4. And then depending on how they do on those exams, they can either go on to advanced level, which is Forms 5 and 6, or they can do a college program and get a degree or certificate or other vocational studies. And then if they go to A level, they can go to university if they pass their exams after that. But these girls did incredibly well. We had two other students besides Nisura get Division 2, and then 3 students, including Watende, get Division 3 out of a class of 25.
Yes.
So that's huge that they did that well. So it goes, the best is Division 1, and then Division 2, Division 3, and Division 4. So these girls really did a terrific job. We're all very proud of them, and I know that they will both go on to do great things. Like they said, Watende, I think you talked about the computer training.
Yes.
So when they didn't get their results. When did you get your results? A couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, like 3 weeks.
So they found out their results 3 weeks ago, and then a little bit before that, they had started a computer training program at SEGA. So with our ICT teacher, they were learning like what kinds of things
Like
on the computer.
Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel,
Mhm.
internet and emails.
So a lot of different things. They did start to take computer classes last year, but this was a little bit more in depth, and it was like 2 hours or so every day where they did Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, internet, the email. So you all have emails now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very exciting. And then, so when would you start applying for schools?
So like for myself, I've started applying it. There's a school in South Africa. I applied it. It is called the African Leadership Academy. It is like a competent school, but I tried it and I believe that I'll be chosen. So in the other hand, I have my second plan. If the first plan, which is going to ALA, that is the school in South Africa, fails, I have the second plan of going to any school in Tanzania, either private school or government school, but the good schools around Tanzania, I'm planning. But the time to start applying for these schools in Tanzania is starting this month up to May. At the end of May, we need to be done with our application forms in different schools.
In my stage, I was waiting for the post from the government colleges. At the first, I thought that it was announced that the post will start from March 31 March, and it will be ended up to May 31. But today, when I was there
At the opening day,
yes, today, the opening day, Madam Councillor called me and told me that the post was open and I'm required to be here on Monday for applying that post.
Watende, that's incredible. So
Yeah.
Watende, because she's going into a different program, she gets it from the government
Yes.
that she gets to apply for different programs, and they would send a letter. So she just found out today that she got a letter.
It is always from March 31 to November, no, August. Yes, but this is different because Madam told me when it starts this month and it is ended in this month. So the college will be open on 16th April. So if God wishes, if I will be selected there, it will be good and I will start.
On April 16th,
Yes.
you would start.
April.
That's so soon. So that is very good news. So you would have to finish applying this month.
Yes.
So Madam Counselor is Pauline Versicier, who is our Education for Life Department Coordinator, and she is also in charge of the Career and the Post Form 4 program. So her and we have another new counselor, Jane, and so they help the girls and advise them with different things that they can do, and then also help them with their applications. So Watende will be able to come. Watende will be able to come in on Monday to start her applications, which is very exciting. So congratulations.
Thank you.
So we have, I think we could start. We have questions from the people watching.
okay.
So the first question is from Tim Starn, and he wants to know, do you learn any computer programming? Do you know what that is? It's kind of like for people who learn to make apps or develop websites, kind of more things like that.
No, we don't learn that because it is what we learn is the introduction of computer on how to type it. Because some students or some post Form 4 never used computers before. They don't have computers at their houses. So now it's like the introduction, how to type, how to send emails, how to create some files, how to write letters, things like that, how to prepare some tables, things like that. Yeah, not computer programming. Yes.
So when these girls come, I mean, they come from backgrounds like where they might probably don't even have electricity at their homes, let alone computers. So often, and we just got you just started the computer programs last year, right?
Yes.
So they've had very, very basic training. They started with, they're still working even just on typing. It's not like, again, in different countries, like I know I grew up starting computer training in like primary school or earlier. So it's a very, very different here. But I've seen these girls typing letters, using Excel and different things, which is really great for them. So we had Angela McManus, who was here for your graduation last year, was happy to hear the differences in the education system, because as Nasura knows, education in America is very, very different. Louise Wilson, who she was, remember last year, the pre-forms had their English intensive program during, with the 13 visitors from America. She was one of their teachers. And she says, your success is so exciting. Good luck with your applications.
Thank you.
Watande's starting your applications on Monday. So here's our second question from Pat Yolen. Sorry if I mispronounced that. And the question is, what is your favorite thing about being at SEGA? Or I guess maybe when you were studying.
To me, my favorite thing was getting to know new people, new friends from different areas around Tanzania. Because I grew up with my fellows, we lived in the same village, we have been growing up together. So I never had a chance to go outside of my village and like get to know new people, new friends, and also to understand other people's culture, because the culture in maybe Morogoro region in Tanzania would be different compared to the culture in Dodoma, which is another region in Tanzania. So getting to know these different people, and like at SEGA we live as a family, and I felt happy, and I'm now feeling happy because I can come anytime I want to say hi to either a teacher or a student or non-staff members, whoever. I've been like, that was my favorite thing, and still my favorite thing, because I still get to know new people who are in SEGA.
Mwatende, what do you think is your favorite thing at SEGA?
My favorite thing at SEGA was to know new things, especially in business clubs, and many things which are taking place here at SEGA still now, because that new things were help me to live well in the community. Sometimes I can live by applying them and to know, oh, because of SEGA now I can do this. Because of SEGA now I can do this. So that's most of the time I was like to learn new things from here at SEGA, so as I can apply them in the community.
Those are very good reasons. I know from being here that at SEGA we have students, like what Nasura was saying, from all different regions of Tanzania. And people in different regions here are very different, have different behaviors, different ideas. So it's a nice way to share those different ideas or different values. We have students from Morogoro, students from Iringa, students from Dodoma, from Mpwapwa, from Dar es Salaam, from all over. So the more we get different students from different areas, the more we can kind of grow and we can adapt to different cultures. And even like what Watende has said, in most Tanzanian schools, they would not have the entrepreneurship program that we have, where they learn hands-on business skills, like in our business club where you girls had your shop and you were able to sell things today. At our open day, we had Form 3, who was in the business club. They were cooking different things like pizza, French fries, and they would not have gotten that opportunity to sell it like they had their own restaurant. So I think those are very, very good things about SEGA that I'm happy that you girls appreciate. Here's a question from Laura, who was just at SEGA. She said, what is the translation of Msichana Kisasa? And what are the ages of the girls you will work with? So what does Msichana Kisasa mean in English?
So Msichana Kisasa means a modern girl. So we don't mean that those girls around the street are not modern, but we want them to understand and know that they are modern girls and give them further or more education. And the ages of those girls to whom we want are those ones from 11 to 25, is like in between here. And what we are planning to do, we are still working in it, but we now want to know how many girls do we have. And just the point is to get them and to tell them or to teach them to understand who they are and who they can be, and to give them like courage that they can do it and we'll be there for them.
Mm-hmm. And what are the ages of the girls? How old?
It's 11 to 25.
11 to 25.
Yes.
Okay. So part of the goal of that program was these girls learn so many important life skills while they're at SEGA, but a lot of the girls in their communities don't get that same education. So we thought it was important to be able to for them to bring what they learn into their community to their peers.
Yes. Also, in Msichana wa Kisasa, we are trying to give the girls, we are trying to make the girls to be comfortable for what they can do and they can achieve their goals. Although most of them, they are dropped out of schools, they are like, they real tired and they show they can do something else. But for Msichana wa Kisasa, we can encourage them and make them strong and they can achieve their goals later.
Yeah, as we know all over the world that the problem of women discrimination is still there. So we want to show them that we women, we can do it and we have the right as long as we are ready for it. So yeah, we the post form 4 are ready to teach them what we have been taught at SEGA, and then they'll get it and learn it and use it for their life.
Very good way to celebrate International Women's Day with that idea.
Yes.
So the next question is, what other internships will girls at SEGA do in the next few months?
So,
do you know the other? I know one.
Yeah, I know there are some people working in SUA.
So SUA is
Sokoine University of Agriculture.
Sokoine University of Agriculture, and it is, I think, the biggest agricultural university in Tanzania. So it's very, very impressive that we have students who are going to do their internships there. Do you know anywhere else?
Yeah. I think one is Foundation Paraguay.
Okay. So last year, one of our partners for our entrepreneurship program, they helped to set up and implement and train staff on our business club program, is Fundación Paraguaya. And last year we had 2 students who interned there, and it was a fantastic internship. They got great experience, and I know the staff at Fundación Paraguaya were very impressed with the girls. So this year, hopefully we will have maybe at least one more intern there. Last year we also had students, there's a local orphanage where we also had, I think, 2 students intern there. I'm not sure if they're doing that again this year. Anywhere else that you girls know of? I don't know. I just knew
maybe in some schools, but I don't know where.
Okay.
For those who want to be teachers, the counselor said she will find some schools to send them.
Okay. So maybe schools for students who want to go into teaching. Okay, so the next question is from Tim Starnigan, and he said, your skills are great. How many languages do you know?
Why? I just know two, Swahili and English.
Do you have a tribal language?
The local language, but unfortunately, I don't know it.
Is it Uluguru?
No,
Oh,
it's
what did you-
Gogoro.
Mm.
But from Morogoro,
Oh, okay.
not here, the city. Somewhere like there in the village called Ifakara.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about you, Watende?
I know two languages.
Swahili and
Swahili and
English.
English.
So often we have students who know many languages. It just depends on their tribal languages. Like we have a lot of students who are Maasai, and they have Maasai language that they know, so Maasai, Swahili, and English. So often they might know their tribal language or like their local village language, and then English and Swahili. I don't know if they would know more than 3, but that would be impressive.
Yes.
Okay, the next question is again from Laura, and she said, what other colleges will girls apply to? So we talked about like might go to a college for a certificate and diploma. Was that for nursing?
Yeah.
Do you know where the school was that you got the invitation for?
No, it is from government
Okay,
colleges.
so just any government colleges that you find? Okay.
Yeah,
And
like
then-
about the colleges is, for example, I should ask myself which college do I want or I am interested to get in. It's just if you have the credit or you have passed, then it is your choice to choose which college do you want.
Mhm.
Yes.
So the main programs they could go into are for advanced level, which is forms 5 and 6. And right now, like we have students studying in Morogoro, we have students in Iringa, Dodoma, Tanga, Mwanza even.
Yeah.
So all over. Is it
Felista is in Shinyanga. I don't know, Shinyanga or
Shinyanga.
Mwanza,
Yeah. Or colleges and a lot of schools that have ordinary level secondary programs also have advanced levels.
Yeah.
Some of them are mixed. And then often the girls can also choose if they want to go to a government school or a private college. And then we also have students who might go to vocation. It's a school called VETA, VETA, which is vocational studies. So depending on maybe they didn't do as well on their NECTAs and maybe they have other interests, they might rather go into a vocational study. Or even like what Watende was saying, like with nursing, you can go into, even though you could go to A levels, but the nursing programs are in a certificate and diploma
Yes.
program.
But if you go tuition 3 and 2 and 1, you can go for diploma.
So you do have options if you get
Yes.
divisions 3, 2, and 1. And the next question, are the internships in the Morogoro area?
Yes. To what counselor told us that she said the internship are in Morogoro, but you never know in those organizations which you have been sent to do your internship, maybe they'll ask you to go in a ring out of Morogoro somewhere. So just be ready. Yeah. But most of them are in Morogoro because of like go home work. So to go to Morogoro would be a bit different.
So we have especially the girls who just graduated in their class, the class of 2015. They're all mostly from the Morogoro area, so their families are here, so it's easier for them to be able to live and stay in the Morogoro area. And we have a lot of different partners or relationships with organizations in the area who we can work with to get different internships for the students. I do remember last year there was an opportunity in Dar es Salaam for an organization that I think worked with primary schools and libraries. We had a woman came to speak as like a career role model, and she had started this organization. It didn't end up working out, but so for things like that, they could potentially go to different areas. It just kind of depends, I think.
Yeah.
But for now, and even the Msichana Kisasa right now is all in Morogoro. But like next year, the students who will be graduating this year, they are mostly from Iringa. So next year, this Msichana Kisasa program would be in Iringa, which is about 5 hours south of Morogoro. The next question is again from Louise Wilson, and she wants to know, where will you live during the internships?
We're living in our homes, then in the morning, people who are in those internships will get into maybe that organization bus or car, because in the morning there are some cars coming around and taking the workers to their working place. So these post-4s will be staying in their houses. In the morning they go by the road waiting for the organization's car or bus. Then they'll be taken to their working place. Then again after the work, the cars will take them back to their homes.
So for Nusura and Watende, the Msichana Kisasa program is essentially their internship. So for you girls, they've been living at home in Morogoro, and then we have a bus that brings all of our teachers from town to SEGA, because SEGA is a bit outside of town. So these girls, Nusura and Watende, and their other classmates in the program have been able to just take the bus to SEGA with the teachers, and then the bus takes them and drops them off somewhere.
Yes.
So that's like what you, Nusura, were saying about other students doing internships. They'll live at home, and often here, depending on the organization, they might help arrange for a bus or something to pick up their employees. So it just depends. But like Nusura, so your grandmother right now is in Dar.
Yeah.
And your father lives like a few hours away.
Yes.
So who exactly are you staying with?
I'm living with my sister. She's like a friend of my family, so I call her sister.
Okay.
As the life in here is like most people, if you are friends with someone, with somebody, you can call her your relative. So I live with that friend of our family, which I call her my sister.
And what about you, Atende? Who do you stay with here?
Me, I live with my mother, with my brothers, and other relatives.
And where in Morogoro do you live? What area?
In the song we
Okay. And what about you, Nusura?
In Kihonda, Mazimbu.
Okay. So SEGA is in Mkundi, and they're kind of like different villages, I guess you would call them.
Yes.
So Kihonda is right next to Mkundi, so Nusura is not too far from SEGA.
Yes.
Which is nice. And then, so these girls in the Msichana Kisasa program, they just finished surveying different communities. And so now they're waiting to kind of analyze the data from that to see what the needs are and the different ages, I think, and issues surrounding the girls in these communities. And then after the Easter holiday coming up, they will start their mentoring program. And they'll actually work, there's an organization in Kenya, Akili Dada, and they also do kind of mentoring and female empowerment. So students from Kenya will come and work with these girls on that, which is very exciting. This is the first time we've ever done this program. Louise, the woman who was one of the teachers for the preforms, I think she laughed about the coaster, and she said, that bus, I know that bus. The SEGA coaster has its issues. But so do you girls, I know since you kind of get to stay a part of the SEGA community since you graduated, do you like that? That you get to come back and you get to still see your teachers?
Yeah, I liked it. Like at first when I was going back at home, when I just finished my exams, my national exam, I was like, will I come again to see these people, like these good people, these people, I call them a family. Will I see them? Then it came a point where I had about this post-form 4 programs. And then I was like, wow, like, I don't know, clapping my hands. And I was very happy because I love being at SEGA. It is hard to leave the school, but we really have to leave so as others can get in. We need to move up, not going down. It is hard to say goodbye to these people. Like, you'll be crying. When it is time to say goodbye, everybody cries. So it's like not that easy. But then we are back again. That makes me very happy. I'm like, I want to come back like after a week I want to come to see these people saying, but that is not possible because I'm not a student here anymore. But I'm happy.
That is very nice. So Nasura and Watande and the rest of their class, they took their exams in November,
Yeah.
right?
November.
Last year, and then they went home. So for the rest of November, December, and January, and they came.
February.
Is that when you came back?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we came in February.
You came back in February to start computer training. So you get a nice break from SEGA, and then you get to come back but not be full time, which is also kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
Kendall Webb says, "Hello, Nasir and Matande, I miss you."
We miss you too, Ken.
I'm trying to think of what else about your career program.
Oh,
It's a bit unique.
yeah, so like at first, so my career development is kind of, what can I say, but when I was in a primary school, I first thought of becoming an accountant. I didn't know what does an accountant mean, but I wanted to be someone who keeps the money. So I asked my grandmom, who is that person who keeps the money? Then she told me, his name or her name is an accountant. And then I was like, I want to be that person. When I was in primary school, then I finished that primary school. I came to SEGA, which is a secondary school. And then my career changed. I wanted to become an engineer. And then they told me there are different engineers. Which engineer do you want to be? And it's like, whom? Because I love computers, then I was like, I can be a computer engineer. Then they said, okay, just do it as long as you are ready, do it. Then when I was in Form 1, then when I entered Form 3 or 4, can't remember when exactly, I wanted to work with international affairs, solving different conflicts. At the same time, I wanted to be an engineer. Then I told myself, then I'll do the exam, the national exam, which will tell me where to go. I did it, and the results are back. And now I've come back to my first career, which is becoming an accountant. I'll be studying economics, geography, and math in advanced level, and that will help me to go to university and study an accountant course, which will help me to work with different organizations and helping to keep their money and saving all those that is about money.
Mm-hmm. So we have a couple more questions. Kendall wants to know, Kendall Webb, are there any businesses that you want to start? And Watende, can you talk about how you are selling your clothing?
Yeah.
You are selling clothing? Do you have a small business?
Yes.
Oh, so can you talk about your little business that you have?
Business at school, yeah.
No, like now at home you have your
I'm
selling.
sewing machine. I'm the tailor.
Oh, you're a tailor.
Yes.
So you make clothing.
Yes.
Oh, that's a very big business in Tanzania. Everywhere you go, there are tailors always busy working.
Yes.
So what kind of clothing do you make?
This business I did it before joining SEGA. Yes. At the first it was at most many people knows me and they give me their weights and I make many clothes to them. But after joining with SEGA, I stopped the business, so my customers were forget about me. Yes, but after Form 4 exams, where I was at home, I started it again, and nowadays it is at least I have the customers, but not more than the First one, yes,
Then
the
before
first
SEGA.
one. And I think this is because of being out of them for a long time. And others told me this period is very hard. You may wait in the coming months, it will be okay. You can get more customers. So I told them, okay, I can wait. But because of my my nursing college, which if God wishes, I can start it next month. I think I can stop this program and I can continue with my career business.
So, do you work in a place in town, or do you have your own like sewing machine and everything, or do you work in a certain store or duka in town?
In the corridor.
So you have your own the machine.
I have my own machine
Okay.
and I rent the corridor.
Okay. You yourself, or do you work with other people?
It's myself.
Wow, that's really cool.
During the computer program, I was open there at 6 in the morning. No, in the afternoon. 12 in the afternoon. Because the hours of being at SEGA, I'll be at SEGA. Then after computer program, I go to the
That's impressive. So Watande was basically during the computer training, like in class, but working still after. She would come, I think, from 9 until 11 for the computer training, and then go and work in her shop as a tailor.
Yes.
Not an easy job, I think. I hope you get more customers. Maybe I will come to you.
Yes, and this is because I love this job, and my goal is to continue this, even though I will be employee in the government, but
As a nurse.
Yes, as a nurse. But the free time, I like to sell machines and continue with this.
It's a good side job.
And she did her skate.
You made the skirt.
Yes.
Wow, this is beautiful. Why don't you stand up and model it? Let's see it.
And people would see it.
Oh, Watende. So she made this beautiful yellow skirt. That's incredible. Okay. I'm very impressed. Angela McManus says that you will have to take photos of your clothing so we can all see your work. You should have a
They have
book.
just seen this one.
You could be a fashion designer, I think. Kendall Webb also said, your customers are very, or should be very loyal to you. Congratulations. That's a big achievement. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's very impressive, Watende. So the next question is about Open Day. Someone wants to know, what is Open Day and how was today's Open Day?
Okay, so it's about opening day. It's like an open day to everybody who doesn't know the school. He or she is allowed to come in the school and get to know it. There are like those people who know different activities which are found or are done at SEGA. For example, many people doesn't know the SEGA school, so in the open day, they get time to know like what are the things found at SEGA. When you leave about education or academic matters, what is SEGA giving the girls? For example, like organic farming, business skills, and those like computer training, those kind of things. So it's like an open day to everybody to come in the school and get to know what activities are done at SEGA, especially those ones which are done by the students and like the school gives to the students.
It is like the SEGA's birthday.
Sega's birthday. Yeah. That's Mama Kataliva said that this morning.
SEGA's birthday. If you are there, you want to celebrate your birthday, like we did today, the first years.
Yeah, so like as she said, what Enda said, it's like the Sega's birthday, and people got to know this baby who has been growing up and have many achievements. So it's like knowing how many achievements does my baby Sega have, and what different activities are done, or this baby Sega is doing to the like other people who are us students of Sega.
So last year when you girls were Form 4, that was our first open day. And this year, and you were students, you were working in the science labs?
Yeah, I was in computer.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you do for open day last year?
Science.
That's what I thought. So this year, you got to come as visitors. What did you think of our second open day? And what was it like being a visitor and not a student?
For me, I thought it is more advanced, as I know this, like I know Sega very well, and I was in one of the programs last year. I was in computer lab, and I had the chance today to come and tell, like the day before today, I had to come and tell the girls what I did and like explain to them. And I think the programs in science club, they did well compared to last year. So that means there is some achievement which have been acquired to the girls around the school, which is very nice, because we want, like everybody wants to go up, not down, and that is what Sega has been doing.
Also, on my side today, I was in the business there, in the shop. I tried to welcome some visitors. Welcome, even though
You were not a student.
Yes, I didn't arrange there, but because I know how to welcome them. That's it.
Very nice. So
Yeah, it was nice.
did you think, what was your favorite thing about today's open day?
I loved the ngoma, the drama,
Yeah.
drama from all different people.
Yeah.
I just loved it. And the breaking chain dance. I loved it. I want to learn it. Yeah.
I forgot you never
And
done.
also, I love the drama, and also I love the guest of honor speech. So
Did not.
It was yeah, it was all in Swahili. Yeah, it was talking about us, the students, knowing the importance of what Sega is.
the message it showed, that I loved.
Yeah, it's like
It encouraged the girls to study hard, so as to achieve their goals.
because Sega is doing this for us, we need to do it for them. That like paying Sega is us getting to work, is us getting to different activities which will help us with our life. That is pay Sega back. Yeah, that is what she said.
That's a great message.
Yeah.
So another question related to open day is open day once a year, or do you do it a few times a year?
No, it is once a year as birthday. It is only happens once, so once a day.
So I think we're about to wrap things up here. So if anyone has any final questions, feel free to send them now. And do you girls have any final messages? Anything else you want to share about your lives? Oh, Nasura, actually, you've mentioned the break the chain dance. What is that? You might not be too familiar.
So like I've seen it yesterday. It is also new to me. But for what I had is that it was like a drama. They were acting at first on how these men treat these young women, and these women are in our society, especially in our society, Tanzanian society. Most of men think that only boys are allowed to go to school. Girls are there to get married. And then that they first acted, and then they came to dance this. I don't know what is that song and sung by who, but it was this song about saying that we can, and we are now breaking the chain of men who are not believing in us. And it was just nice, because I like girls empowerment, because I've been empowered. Now I want some people to get empowerment, especially girls. And that's why I liked the dance, like the breaking chain dance.
So when we took students last year to the East African Girls Leadership Summit with Watende. Didn't you go to that like a couple of years
In
ago
Kenya.
in Kenya?
Yes, I was.
So last year when we went, we learned about this 1 billion rising movement, and which is a global movement all over the world to stop violence against women.
Yeah.
And so they do this dance called the Break the Chain dance every year on Valentine's Day, on February 14th. So we learned the dance when we went to Kenya, and then we brought it back to SEGA. So I forgot that you weren't here for that, but we should teach you girls. It's really incredible and very powerful. And so at SEGA on Valentine's Day, we had everyone in the school come, and we had been practicing the dance, and we all came together and did this dance with people from all over the world to take our part to stop violence against women. Yes, it was really great. And you can see that, I can show you girls, it's on Nurturing Minds YouTube account.
Okay.
So Nurturing Minds has some wonderful videos of the whole school doing the dance. I'll show you girls after this. It's very cool.
I can't wait to see it.
Oh, it's amazing. So Annabelle Guthers from Canada says, hello, wow, your skirt is amazing, Miss Watende. And open day sounds wonderful. And Nadeja, sorry, I cannot pronounce that name, says, I love hearing about open day. What a day it was. Angela McManus says, thank you for all the information and say hi to all at SEGA. Miss you as well.
Miss you too.
So I think if there are no other questions, oh, there's another question. Nadeja, I'm very sorry about that. Did your families change their thinking about girls getting education? So like, did your families, you both made it to SEGA and you came here and you finished your ordinary level education, which is unbelievable. But did your families ever have a different idea about you girls being able to go to school or about education for girls?
Like for me, I live with my grandma, but I also have a dad who lives in another family with his wife, but I sometimes go there. So my dad is like, he sent the girls to the school, but he was not sure that they are going to achieve. So the firstborn from my dad went until to form 4, then she failed. Then he said, see, you girls, I always told you that the girls won't pass the exam. Then it came when it was my second born from the dad's side, my brother. He also failed the exam. Then he was like, oh, this was bad luck, but I believed that he was going to make it. Then the third person for my family was my sister again. Then she failed again. So they were all waiting for me for my results. Now the results are back and they're screaming and shouting. And my dad, now I can see from the way he talks, the way he talks to me, he feel like girls can, because Nusura did it. I believe every girl can. And I think my young sister, she's I think in standard 3, she's going to start very well, not like me, because my dad was like, I don't know if you're going to make it, but just go. But now I proved him wrong. Now that I've passed my exam and I'm ready to go for those high-level education. And I think he has changed about his thinking about the girls' education.
That's really wonderful. That's a great way to have his mind changed from your experience. And what about you, Watende? Do you think your family
in my side
different?
I live with my mom. My mom likes me to be educated because in your family we are 7, 2 girls and 5 boys. All of us, we have one of our brother who is educated, others are not. And my young sister is from 4. Her education is from 4. She is working now as a nurse in the in Bear. Yeah. So when I with my mom, she always told me, "Oh, my daughter, keep on studying. I want you to study so as to be with your daughter. You see, she is herself there. So if you are studying, you will be helping each other. So it is like I have no problem about this. My mom wants me to study and also my brothers."
That's great. It's good to have people who support you. And then in your future, you can support your relatives. So one last comment, and then I think we can wrap up. So Deborah Juicer, who was here last October, said, "My daughter Sarah and I have such wonderful memories of our visit last October and wished all the wonderful students at SEGA the best with their future plans."
Thank you.
So I think we can say bye and
Okay. So, bye everyone. We loved although we didn't talk, but we loved communicating with you.
Yes.
We got the questions and then we answered. It was fine and nice, very nice.
Like we see you.
When we hear the question, we kind of picture you. Some of you we haven't met, but we can picture you.
Yes.
thank you, everyone.
Bye.